Hello ladies and gentlemen and TV show lovers of all kind, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host Brett Murphy, and for today's video I have another brand new episode review. And I am going to be covering Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4. So for those of you who have been following my reviews of each episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, you will likely know that I loved episode 3. I believe I gave it a 9 out of 10, and I still stick by that. I had a great time. And I said in that video that because I enjoyed that episode so much, I absolutely couldn't wait and was arguably even more excited for the final 3 episodes. So it's safe to say that my expectations were pretty high. Once again, like I said in my last few episode reviews of any show for that matter, going forward when I am talking about individual episodes, I will be delving into spoilers. It is only in full movie or series reviews that I will be keeping them spoiler free. So right here, right now, I'm going to issue a major spoiler warning. Yes, for Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4, I will be diving into spoilers, and so you have been warned. Before I hop into the actual review itself, I just wanted to let you all know that I have an entire playlist dedicated to all of my new episode reviews. So be sure to check that out, and I guarantee you'll find something you like. And so without further ado, let's hop right into things. So the first positive I have up for this episode is the inclusion of O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character. He added some much needed groundedness to the episode and really the series as a whole. But I really do wish that we got more of him in this episode, and I am holding out hope that we will continue to get more in the final 2 episodes. The next positive I have, and it may sound like kind of a weird one at first, but bear with me. And that is that I'm glad that they kind of went there when it came to the third sister and Princess Leia. No, we didn't see any full-blown torture of Leia or anything like that, and don't get me wrong, that is definitely a good thing. Not that I expected them to anyway, but of course, you don't want to see that stuff with a kid, even if it is just acting. But I'm just glad that they didn't shy away from her captivity and they did interrogate her. And really, things were about to get dark until the usual last second save, but it's the fact that they had her strapped up in the chair and things were getting pretty close. It just goes to show that yes, this may still be Star Wars, which is very much so meant for younger audiences, but they're not afraid to show some things that are a bit darker. The next positive up on my list is that I loved the set design for this episode. It truly did feel like traditional Star Wars. I also want to say that for me personally, it felt awfully nice to see Obi-Wan Kenobi back wielding his lightsaber like the good old days. No, we didn't get anything crazy or whatnot, just taking down some stormtroopers and such. But hey, you know what? He was really shying away from it for those first few episodes, so I'm glad to see him have it back out and doing some real damage. I really enjoyed the thrilling escape that concluded the episode. No, it wasn't the craziest, most bombastic escape we've ever seen in Star Wars, and of course we all definitely saw it coming, but that doesn't change the fact that it's just fun to watch those big exciting set pieces. And the last positive on the list for this episode is Darth Vader's scene at the end of the episode. For me, this just further proves that this is the most powerful, dominant, and terrifying version of Darth we have ever seen. And now for my negatives with this episode, because I do have a few negatives here that are some pretty big heavy hitters. The first negative being, and maybe you might see this as a bit more nitpicky than I do, but it is the fact that this fortress is supposed to be all impenetrable and whatnot, and they take the time to explain that to us, and then with little to no planning whatsoever, it gets penetrated pretty easily 2 different times. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I hate seeing that in movies and TV shows. When they play up this big villainous fortress that again is supposed to be all indestructible and impenetrable and all that stuff, and then with such ease the characters do it, and not only do they do it so simply in this episode, but it gets done twice. And this is really the biggest negative that I have with this episode, and that is the fact that I really felt that there was no tension at all. I knew the whole time that they were going to escape and that nothing bad was going to happen to them, so yeah, it lacked any real tension. And this was an episode that really heavily tried to rely on tension that just wasn't there. In the end, it just kind of felt like a slow filler episode. It definitely could have been a lot more exciting if they let the runtime breathe a bit more and just added in some more planning before they got to the fortress, added some more explosions or a few more ships or some outdoor stuff of them attacking the fortress in the big escape. I just feel there's a lot of ways that they could have done better in this episode. And coming fresh off of episode 3, I did feel a bit disappointed. In fact, as of right now, this may be my least favorite episode of the series so far. And where they only have 6 episodes to work with, and that might be all that we get, I really feel that there is no room for filler episodes. And so, I'm going to be giving Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4 a 6.5 out of 10. So that is all for today's video, folks. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my review. While you're at it, feel free to let me know what you would have scored Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4 out of 10. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more content, consider subscribing to my channel and ringing that little bell icon. That way you can be notified about all of my latest uploads. And as always, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. And that's a wrap. Hey you, yeah you, if you made it this far, just know I appreciate you, and while you're here, consider hitting that subscribe button.